today we're going to be breaking down one of the most interesting icebergs I have ever created. We're going to be taking a look at the 5 layers. As you can see up here, we're going to be going through all of it, okay? The most interesting, popular events that have occurred and infamous events, unfortunately, and just the effects and all the psychological damage that these parents have literally caused their kids. So we're going to be going through the 5 layers of family vlogger exploitation. And if you want to stick around and support the channel, I would love if you guys would subscribe, give a like, and comment down below any future video ideas you guys might have. I would really appreciate that. So without further ado, let's get started. Before we begin with the video, I did want to let everybody know that I did write a script for the video. There is just so much information to get covered, so that is why if you see my eyes wandering somewhere else, that is why. Okay, so let's begin. Level 1, the surface, YouTube views. As most of us know, family vloggers use their YouTube platform to showcase their everyday lives, including their children. Some claim that if they were to record themselves without posting their kids online, they would never receive the same amount of views as their kids would when they're being, shown and exploited. Just so everyone can get a full understanding, let's take a look at the top 3 family vloggers and how much average views they're pulling in. So the first one being Family Fun Pack, and they average around 6.7 million views. Again, this is just the average. The next one is the Ace family, and they average around 6.6 million views. And lastly, the LeBrand family, they average around 7.7 million views. Next, money. So money is the biggest motive behind why these parents choose to exploit their children on YouTube with little to no regard to their children's future, with the most successful vloggers making well over 1 million yearly. That's just yearly. With all the sponsored content, these vloggers are practically using their kids as like a walking billboard. The Ace family. The Ace family is led by Catherine and Austin, and they're known for their extravagant lifestyle and drama-filled videos. Their vlogs appear heartwarming at first, but when you take a deeper dive into their history, well, let's just say it gets a little bit tricky. They have been known for their controversial past, including faking stunts and exaggerating certain family events for views, showcasing their lavish lifestyle on social media, such as expensive cars, clothing, and luxurious vacations, and even participating in questionable business ventures that have led to them like scamming their audiences. So they decided to do this like Ace Fest, which is basically like a festival that they claim would have like all like the festival amenities, but it got canceled due to permit issues with the city, and some claim they never received their tickets, like their refunds for their tickets. So honestly, the Ace family could just be like their own like Iceberg video because they have so much information to cover. Moving along to staged pranks. This pretty much involves when a family vlogger stages pranks on purpose for exploitation. Some prank examples can include parent-child conflict drama, where pretty much the family vloggers create scenarios where the parent and child are both pretending to be in an argument, and it is filmed for entertainment purposes. Another example would be emotional manipulation pranks, such as parents even going to the full extent of fake breaking up to get a reaction from their children. The last example that will be included in this section is scare pranks. This is seriously very traumatic, as it can impact a young child's mind forever and haunt them. In this clip, you will see the Brand Fam family showing a scary maze game to their child as a form of punishment, and not necessarily a prank, but it can still qualify as a traumatic prank stunt since it was created by parents to get the views. Next, level 2, the shallow. So we're going to talk about future. So this pretty much talks about how family vloggers don't think of the impact that YouTube channel will have on their children's future. Examples include being financially dependent on their parents, legal considerations such as labor laws, education and career opportunities may be hindered due to any negative backlash of the internet, and this can also hinder social development skills, creating identity issues as they mature, and lastly, causing pressure and anxiety to live up to their parents' expectations. Okay, so next we're going to talk about privacy. So this topic pretty much just talks about how these children end up growing their entire lives on the internet and how filming major milestones and events from their personal activities can have a significant toll on their mental health and mind. Not only will it be hard for them to be in control of their own personal image and narrative portrayed of them online by their parents, they may also struggle with the pressures to perform and maintain a certain image while exposing their personal lives, such as intimate relationships, to the world. This can be like having a boyfriend or a girlfriend, getting their first car, or going to school. All of those things impact a child's privacy and a sense of just feeling secure, and this does affect them. Engagement. So next we're going to talk about engagement. So parents of these YouTube channels rely on their children to drive up the engagement. Basically, because the audience loves to see young children on camera who possess like a natural charm and innocence to them, parents become reliant on their children in order to post that type of content. So audience engagement also means attracting specific demographics to the channel, which is typically families, parents, and children. Next, we have Jordan Cheyenne. This is also in the shallow category. So she is another famous YouTube vlogger who forgot to cut out a very traumatic part in her video as she coached her young son while being recorded on camera to cry harder over an already horrific event of their family dog potentially dying. She wanted it to appear as if they were crying hard, even though the little child says he was crying like for reals, but the mom wanted like a whole dramatized reality TV show for the camera. This video, of course, became very controversial. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen this video, and it just appeared very staged and manipulative. These incidents show the full extent these family vloggers will go in order to exploit their children for cash online.
Put your head right here. Closer down. Put your head down here. Act like you're crying. Really quick.
I am crying.
Go like this.
No, Mom, I'm not just seriously crying.
No, I know, but go like this for the video. Go like this. Put one hand up. Go like this. No, go like this. Put your hand like this. But let them see your mouth. Let them see your mouth.
No, Mom, I'm actually crying.
Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me.
I'm actually crying.
I know. Look at me. Look at me. Look at the camera. Look at the camera. Okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Fake injuries. So fake injuries in a nutshell is pretty much when a family vlogger posts a staged injury video where it appears as if the child has a life-threatening injury, but always ends up being, a prank or a minor incident. An example of this would be when JoJo Siwa created her accident video prank. And if you guys don't know who JoJo Siwa is, she basically is a famous YouTuber, also known as a former dance mom girl and a Nickelodeon star. She is not a mom, however, she does exploit her fans for views and money. So because of that, she is kind of included in this segment. Okay, guys, so we are finally in level 3, and we're going to talk about the deep. So let's choose Micah and James Stauffer. So Micah and James Stauffer faced major backlash when an adoption scandal unfolded. To sum it up, the YouTuber couple adopted a boy with autism, which required special needs. They marketed and exploited their whole adoption journey, and then at the end, when they realized that their adopted son had a special need, they then decided to rehome him and place him somewhere else, after they had already made millions and millions of dollars on the adoption journey process. Public humiliation. This topic talks about how being publicly humiliated online can have a long-lasting effect on children. Research claims that children who are publicly humiliated on YouTube experience psychological trauma. They also are subjected to bullying, embarrassment, and mockery in front of large audiences, which can mess with their self-esteem. This can lead to bigger consequences such as depression and anxiety moving into their teenage and adulthood years. They can also develop a sense of mistrust from their parents as they see their parents prioritizing YouTube views over their well-being and dignity. Being humiliated online as a child will extend into adulthood, which can be emotionally scarring to deal with. Doherty Dozen. Alicia, who runs the account, is famous for adopting children and exploiting them online for views. Her content is a little different as she not only exploits her biological and adopted children for cash, she then feeds them large quantities of high-calorie dense foods, snacks, and candy. Lots of candy. Alicia has stated some very personal information of her children's medical diagnosis and even going to the full extent of sharing their medication and doses online. She also makes them do sponsored content, which sometimes appears as if they are being forced to record them, even when the children clearly look like they do not want to do that. AI, also known as artificial intelligence. Many don't see the implications just yet, but AI can pose potential threats to children. For example, one can use an AI video software to make it appear as if a child is committing an act they did not perform. How? Well, they can place their digital face, add it to a different person's face, and pretend to make it appear as if they're committing an act that they did not commit digitally. Also, not only that, but their digital footprint will be forever stored on the internet, which can be used later on in the future for exploitation from criminals or other people. Level 4, the deep. Okay, so the Shaytards. The Shaytards is another family vlogging channel. It's run by Shay Carl Butler, and this is in the submerged category for this Iceberg because he was allegedly convicted of being unfaithful to his wife while also having inappropriate interactions with his fans. And keep in mind, this is a family vlogging channel. And this is just the dad that runs the channel. These are claims that there are claims that where he sent explicit text messages to another woman while he was married, and also told his audience he was going to seek treatment for alcoholism and other personal issues. This poses a threat to the children, not only being exposed to all of the dangers of social media, but also the potential dangers of their own parents. Long work hours. Children involved in YouTube channels may be expected to work long hours in order to produce content that the parents need. This can have tremendous psychological effects. Some impacts include physical strain, leading to fatigue, exhaustion, and even mental health issues. Disruption of daily routine, which gives them limited time to rest and enjoy the activities that they truly want to do. This impacts also their education, as they will be too tired or not have enough time in the day to focus on school assignments. Stress and also burnout from the pressure of having to film is a major impact. So family conflicts are personal, recorded, intimate moments within a family's dynamic that can cause long-term consequences. Recording family disputes can cause a discomforting feeling and expose their personal lives without their consent, meaning the children's consent. An example of this would be the channel named OK Baby, which showcased their entire breakup for the internet to see, but also who will end up seeing this breakup will be their children in the future. So their breakup was not a normal one. Kyra allegedly cheated on Oscar while they were married to their babysitter's boyfriend at the time. Kyra then divorced Oscar and is now marrying the babysitter's boyfriend. Also known as Kyra's best friend at the time was the babysitter. The children will basically grow up and find this information about their mom and dad and end up having a strange perspective about their parents. Level 5, the abyssal. So we're going to talk about now the perception. So once these children grow up and can comprehend their involvement in YouTube, they will want to investigate more. To what extent were they involved? This can lead to a sense of betrayal and resentment towards their parents. They might also not trust their parents anymore, and they also would want to reclaim their narrative and tell the world how their lives truly were from their perspectives. Some past exploited children who are now adults have already started to tell their narrative on how they felt about their time being exploited on YouTube. Kaylin Wilkins, a former ex-Supergirl from the channel 7 Supergirls, had this to say about it.
If you're new here, I was on a YouTube channel called 7 Supergirls from the time I was 11 until the time I was nearly 17, like left on my 17th birthday. And it was, yeah. So basically the owner of that channel was an extremely creepy, weird, deranged, kind of ugly, smelled like mad onions. Did I mention creepy, weird 50-year-old man who I think had like a thing about all of us looking 12 when we were like 16. I hope that was a good way to start the video. Long story short, this man had a rule set on the channel that we had to appear younger than we actually were. So when we were like 16, we were dressing like 12-year-olds. And one of the reasons this rule was implemented was because we had sponsors.
7 Supergirls. So 7 Supergirls was a popular YouTube channel who was more of an organized exploitation ring of a manager who casted older girls who made them look younger on purpose for specific brand deals with young girl clothing. So YouTube and law enforcement got involved due to the inappropriate allegations. From what I could find, since the channel is no longer up, their channel consisted of girls doing role plays, challenges, dance routines, and lifestyle videos, but also it got even weirder. They would do bra shopping, and even getting their time of the month was another topic that was talked about in their YouTube channel. Ruby Frankie. So Ruby Frankie is a mom vlogger who posts family content involving her children. Well, who used to post. She would post content about how she would allegedly punish her children. For example, she has pleaded guilty to forcing her son to do physical outdoor labor during the hot summer days and would sometimes even make him stay the entire day and night for extended periods of time. This resulted in the child having extreme sunburns and blisters. They also spoke out and said that their mom would deny them of food, water, and isolate them during punishments. In a YouTube clip, you can see Ruby Frank herself admitting to not giving them dinner as a punishment and other horrible acts. She is now facing legal charges and should be sentenced soon.
And it would ease her discomfort if I came to the school with lunch. But I responded and just said, Eve is responsible for making her lunches in the morning, and she actually told me she did pack a lunch. So the natural outcome is she's just going to need to be hungry. And hopefully nobody gives her food and nobody steps in and gives her
beanbags since October. And they gave my room back like 2 weeks ago. Oh, I'll give you the reason why I lost my bedroom. I think this is the reason. At least this is the reason that's been in my head. So pretty funny, but now I look back and it's pretty depressing.
No, we never told our viewers.
That I woke Russell up at 2 in the morning and told him that we're going to Disneyland and he has to pack. And he got up and made his bed all neatly and then packed all his clothes in the suitcase. And then he walked out the door and I'm like, Russell, he was like, what? And he's all happy. Has his sunglasses on.
Do you think it's funny? Because
and then I walk out.
if you think it's funny, then you That was 7 months ago. Maybe you need longer without a bedroom.
Lastly, predators. So these types of people often use online platforms as a way to target and groom children for exploitation, abuse, and other harmful activities that will not be mentioned here. Children's location and identity can be stolen, and tons of personal information is out there for thieves to get a hold of. Also, their images and video content are out there for free for individuals to watch. So overall, as we delve deeper into the complex world of family vloggers, it is evident that beneath the surface lies a profound implications for the well-being of children. This type of content raises concerns about privacy, consent, and the responsibilities content creators and platforms should have in place to prevent these issues from happening. As viewers, consumers, and creators, it is our job to strive for a more conscious, compassionate, and responsible approach to content creation. Okay, that wraps up today's video. Thanks everyone for watching this video. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe and also like the video, and make sure to let me know in the comments below any future recommendations for other types of content or video ideas. Thank you. See you guys.